𝘎𝙘𝙝𝙗𝙖, 𝘎𝙘𝙝𝙗𝙗, 𝘎𝙘𝙝𝙗𝙗, and abundant blessings to us all. I definitely go by Baba Lex. Welcome back to the channel. Saturday is the 20th of September, as we are just sharing, and we are grateful to be back here once again live on TikTok. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. The panel shall be filling up as we continue. Just want to first check in, right, before we continue with the teachings this beautiful Saturday evening. We just want to do a bit of some housekeeping and a bit of an intro, okay? This September, if you're unaware, it's super filled with plenty energy, okay? The energy that's available is heightened. It's heightened because of all of these cosmic, not only anomalies, but these are cosmic alignments. Not just cosmic alignments, cosmic attunements. Okay? Thank you for joining. I'm just going to continue to share. As you join, let's share and just populate before we continue with the teachings. Remember, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. For those of you who want to further your not only learning but studies, self-research, because remember, there's no truth until you decide what the truth is. There is no truth until you decide what truth is. Welcome to Mojaji. Welcome to Rix_the Brown Bee. Shout out to Lu. How you feeling? Shout out to all of those of you who are joining, and also a special shout out to the Lighthouse Portal, joining all the way from Maui, Hawaii. For those of you who are unaware, I am also a published author, independent, and my first book is, well, book of teachings, is The Law of Attunement Teachings. Shout out to 𝘼𝙘𝙝𝙝. And if you'd like to join the panel, guys, as you can see over there at the bottom, we do have the Q&A and also a panel discussion should there needs be one. I know that there's a lot happening, and it's all because of all of these cosmic alignments, cosmic attunements, as per my book, The Law of Attunement. All right, these are codes which are in our DNA, especially Bagwantu. Those of us who are highly melanated, all right, sons of the sun, daughters of the soil, the original being. And this is what's coming back online. And this is what's being recognized, because he, she who was first will be last, and he, she who was last will be first. It's a course correction. And all of these anomalies, apparently, all of these sky things happening with the elements, earth, wind, fire, the volcanoes, right? The earthquakes, right? 8.8. The other one that happened in, when was it July, August, around? All of this is shaking your system. As the body of Gaia, as the body of you, as above, so below, as within, so without. There is no measurable difference between you and the cosmos. Okay, not just the highly melanated, because you must qualify by, number one, being in truth, okay? And that entails dropping off things which no longer serve, people, places, and things. If you do not drop them off consciously, all of these events, these celestial movements, even though you don't know what they mean, you don't need to, you feel them. That is the key component, the feeling, your energy in motion. Emotions, okay? And so before we shoot too far and jump into the teachings, I'd like to welcome the Lighthouse Portal from Maui, Hawaii. Would you like to just say a few words while, you know, we're just sharing this up and allowing those to join who definitely will benefit from this. And also those in passing, should you find some interesting piece of topic over there, whatever the case may be, if you have a question, stop by. And in between, I will be stopping to answer some questions. Just raise your hand, and my moderator, who's just about to introduce herself, as well as my publisher for my first book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1, is in the building. Togozani and aloha. How are we going? How are we feeling?
Aloha, and rising. Happy. I am feeling nice. Grateful. We had new subcodes today that I've never seen before. The amount of joy that I have is just not even verbal.
Your network, by the way, your network is a bit shaky.
Okay.
As we allow the Lighthouse portal to just adjust that that signal, that network, so we can hear you correctly. Welcome to Simpiwe S. Welcome to Nama. You know, a lot of these topics, they're very, or used to be very taboo, or used to be very out of there, or out there, or woo-woo, or weird. Just 5 years ago, 2020, just before the rapture took place, shout out to Sakile in the building. Just before the rapture took place, the pandemic 2020, life was quote unquote normal. Anna, right? So that normalcy, we're starting to see that it was abnormal. And what that solar radiation is doing, it's not only UVA, UVB, but UVC solar radiation. UVC solar radiation, what that does to the organism, to the biology, is it's a germ killer, it's a veil thinner, it's an ozone opener, right? So that thing that you say you're breathing oxygen, welcome to Wilson Lewis. That thing that you say is breathing oxygen is turning from O2 to ozone to O3. Okay? You must be able to synthesize O3 within you and your cells, yourselves. This is also in my first book, The Law of Attunement Teachings. I pretty much take you through how anybody who is conscious is able to switch this pathway on. Remember, in order to be in a whole new physical reality, you have to change first your spiritual, then mental reality. You have to shift before the physicality takes place. So guys, you see, what's going to also take place is that we're going to start to utilize hormones which don't exist, if not already, so that you can tap into places and spaces, dimensions within you which currently do not exist. Apparently, okay, everything does exist. It's only about your ability to get on that frequency, because the frequency is the color, the light, the sound, the shape, the design, the hologram. Once you tap onto the hologram, the color, the shape, the vibration, the frequency, then you're then able to what? To harmonize and balance with whatever reality is available. This is what's powerful. You see what I'm saying? And then in that there, you're able to create your personal reality, which is your personality. So instead of you going to go and get things, as in the old world, you now become a magnet because of your feelings. Your feelings become the emotion, which become the magnet, which draw things either to you or repel them from you. As in the old world, you now become a magnet. Welcome to It's 𝙑𝙑𝙗𝙑. to the panel. Keep yourself on mute, and then we will prompt you to greet and introduce yourself. But the Lighthouse portal, I don't know if your network is better. Do you want to try again and just greet us and then introduce us, since you're also our moderator?
Yes, mic check, 579.
Wonderful, much better. Let's go.
Okay. As long as we don't move, we'll be fine. Oh, I just wanted to say thank you for having me on in Grand Rising from Maui, Hawaii. My name is Anela, and I am the Lighthouse Portal, and I'm grateful. Such a beautiful day, such a beautiful moment, such a beautiful time to be here, alive and breathing on Earth.
Can I please ask?
Thokozini, welcome, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗. How are you feeling? First, introduce yourself, please, and then you can ask your question. Go ahead.
What time is it starting?
It's already started, but I haven't started the teaching portion. But the Q&A is going to be after I finish just going through
Please
the
tell
topic.
me all about it.
Yes, if you stick around, you will listen. We haven't started teaching yet, but Q&A will be at the end. So you can stay on the panel, you can share, and what you can also do is go onto my YouTube channel. This is where I put all of the replays in case you miss some parts, even from some old live lectures, Q&As, and all of that. Okay. Thokozini, that's 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗, just joining, also very curious, got some questions. If you have any questions before I start, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗, you can ask them, because I'm going to start teaching and then you will know all about it. Okay. So if you stick around, you will learn. If you have a question, you can ask first, or if you have questions at the end, you can then ask at the end. No problem. Okay. Right, I see Ryan Cage in the building. Ryan Cage, that's my brother. Shout out to Bubbles as well. Okay, so guys, welcome to another beautiful teachings with me, Baba Lex, aka Lex Stays Liquid, hashtag Lex Liquid Coaching. As you can see, as when you enter the description, holistic health coach, liquid alchemist, also initiated Sangoma. You can call it a medicine man, whatever you want to call it, man of the earth, and also now a published independent author, amongst other things, a speaker, and also not just an activist, a doist. Shout out to Charmaine. Okay, this is part of also why I started the Conscious Men community. I started the Conscious Men community because this is where the platform where I'm able to assist young boys who maybe do not have fathers, also maybe those who are not able to grow up around strong male figures. You see, the Conscious Men community is a beautiful place where we're able to also share and also teach and remind each other how powerful we are and how much we're able to overcome when we come together in common unity, which is community. Thokozini, which is pretty much Ubuntu. And that's a new document also we're going to be shooting, and the Lighthouse portal, Maui, Hawaii, called Aloha Meets Ubuntu. That is beautiful. And, a lot of that information is in some of the other lives. I'm not going to tap into that too much. But please help yourself with the information. It's all over the pages. It's free. My YouTube channel, at Lex Stays Liquid. The playlists there are chock full of the information, African spirituality, metaphysics, different master teachers, and also just information, truth, for you to go ahead and make truth what you need to make it. No one must tell you what truth is. Shout out to Nikali in the building. Shout out to Buseletso in the building. So now the first topic there is a solar eclipse. So this is a partial solar eclipse. Those of you who are aware, we also went live the end of August at the beginning of September, speaking about this specific September energy. Shout out to my brother 10, Mr. LJ in the building. Please join the panel when you're ready. And we did speak about how powerful this energy is going to be. Okay, so let me just get to those notes quickly, because I told you. All right, what did we say? The lunar eclipse was in the Western astrology, what we call Pisces. Shout out to 𝙁𝙗𝙗𝙗. Lunar eclipse was in what we call Pisces. Okay, Pisces, water. Pisces, 2 fish. This is also the age we are coming out of. Right? The age of rely upon religion, the age of having to find heaven outside of you, having to find hell below you, all of these weird places where it doesn't exist. But it was for a lesson, because Earth is a school. But now that schooling is leveling up. You cannot be childish in your own convictions. Shout out to King in the building. You cannot be childish in your own convictions. You cannot be a bystander in your own life. You cannot just watch things go by and complain when it's not going right, because this is what we've been doing. It's what the program has only allowed for in terms of the energy coming in through that sun. If you noticed, the sun used to be yellow, 80s, 90s, even before that, but I'm just saying, the last times was around the 90s, around thousands, you see. Then something happened. I'm going to let you know, between 2008 and 2016. Y'all can do the math whenever you want to. They also made a movie about, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get this flagged. 2012, you see, things like this. They said the world was going to end. Also, they did speak of, in terms of ancient texts, the Mayans speaking of the world ending, or their calendar ending. Remember, when they say world ending, it's not as in the planet is finished. No. Shout out to Lizzie. Lizzie the lizard. Yeah, Jala, I'm playing. Meaning that a world is ending as you perceived it, or as was available for perception. That's all. What we call civilizations, and also this, what they call the great extinctions. There's been 5 of them. Those 5 great extinctions have all come as a consequence of negligence, in terms of us allowing slavery of all forms. And even to this day, it's slavery. It's just layers and levels of it. Slave to food that's not really food. Slave to relationships that don't feed you, that don't nourish. Slave to television, vision programming. Slaves to things which only bring death in fast forward. So this is the course correction. And also a solar eclipse, well, the lunar eclipse right there was the time for an opening of release. Still available. Eclipse point blank period is a beautiful place to release, because what it does is it shows you a phase which usually takes either days or hours, or 28 days, in terms of the lunar cycle. So there was a total lunar eclipse. So within hours, you've got the 28-day female ovulation cycle happening. What does that do for the energetic within you? You see, the moon is what governs water, our minds, and your energy in motion. It's the feminine principle. Hence why they say lunatic when you don't have your shit together on the full moon. There's been a lot of things that they say do not partake in on a full moon. because of this specific energy. The feminine energy is the magnetic, and this is what's coming into balance, to balance the hyper masculinity, hyper masculine energy. Hyper masculine energy eventually inverts on itself. It becomes detrimental because it's too much. You see, that's where things such as burnout comes in. You overworking, you hustle culture, go and get it, speed, 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 go to school, get a job, get married. It's ba, 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 ba. There's no time for you to live. There's no living. It's a script. So that script has been bringing what we call a death culture. And this is the civilization which is dying. Okay, so these are the endings, especially with this total lunar eclipse, the endings, emotional closure, emotional release, the dissolving of illusions. Guys, can we not see what's just been taking place in September? Okay. You know, may his soul transition in peace, but there's many people exiting. There's children, there's women disappearing. There's children disappearing every day. Okay? So we must now take heed, because what it is that we're transitioning away from being kindergarteners mentally, consciously. We are becoming conscious of our consciousness. Shout out to the Linasian. We're becoming conscious of our consciousness. Shout out to 𝙒𝙭 when you become conscious of your consciousness, you're not just only aware that you're here now in the present, but also what you become aware of is that there are others such as you, or you such as others, that bring this all together, which is Ubuntu. Okay? But you need isintu, which create Ubuntu. So that is all gone. It's all disappeared out of what? All disappeared. When you come in, guys, just mute yourself. Thank you. So guys, there's a position where, a point where you guys will be able to, the panel, you'll be able to ask some Q&A and have a bit of a discussion. Please just take heed of that. Togozan. Sinekuku, welcome. And once you start to take awareness and move with the awareness, your life will start to shift. You will start to spin different. Your energy centers will start to respond different. Also, the way you respond to things outside, because of your internal structure, has shifted. It's no good to speak only, oh, I need change, or complain, or no. You have to put that into a multidimensional you. Not only speak it, but before you speak it, internalize it. But before you internalize it, is there even space to become that new you? All of these things happening are not happening in such a quick succession or in such an alignment for nothing. There's no thing for no thing, and there's always something for something. Life is not just lifing. However, people always say that, oh, life is just lifing. No. We are calling each and every second of it. By the way we feel, creates the emotion, which creates the magnet, which either brings things to you or repels them away from you. It's very simple. But then when you put in that action, you add in the masculine with a purpose, because you've cleaned up your act. Act upon ion. The energy. When you put in the action based off your intention, with your emotions and feelings in alignment, which means your intention therefore is attuned, things WATERmatically become you. You become things, whether that's good or bad. But that's what's taking place, you see. So now, since we've moved away from the lunar eclipse, which was on the, when was that? Was that the, what date was that? 21 days, 14 away from that, the 12th? Wow, you see, I'm even gone in terms of days. Baba Lex is even like, what day is it? Let me just get this correct. What day was that one? Am I dizzy or what? I'm seriously dizzy. What day was that, guys? Sunday the 7th. Yes, Sunday the 7th. Yes, Sunday the 7th. Okay. So you see that lunar eclipse was on Sunday the 7th. And then now tomorrow is, shout out to Melanie. And then now this Sunday, which is 14 days ahead, is what? It's now, this is the solar eclipse, but this solar eclipse is partial. It's not a total. It's only partial, meaning that it won't be as pronounced. It's not like that ring of fire as you can see in the picture over there. That's a total solar eclipse, which gives that ring of fire. We had a ring of fire, if I'm not mistaken, was it 23 or 22? We did have a ring of fire around there. But that also changed a lot of things. Once again, the more you become aware, you probably, if you pinpoint that, you are going through something. See, all of you are going through a lot of rapid beginnings and endings. And also, all of these illuminations, especially when it comes to Ilang, Solala, the sun, these solar, whether they come in the way of flashes, flares, we can call it these 7 comets, which I'm going to get into just now. 7 comets. What? These are all giving us sparks of remembrance in our consciousness. Right? So this is what we say, those of us who are more connected to the elements, WATERmatically, you don't need a sect or a study of this or occult this. You just feel it. You know it. That's the difference. Shout out to Talisman T. When you have a knowing ship, your ship is more steady. Because once again, what you're working with is all of your energetic centers, especially your solar plexus, your guts, gut feeling, intuition. Oh, I felt that I shouldn't have gone there. Exactly, you shouldn't have. Once you begin to move with that thing, oh, you become unstoppable for your own destiny. Shout out to 10111. For my internationals, 10111 is the number for the police. And let us know how it's going. I've got a few technical difficulties here, so let's just let this ride out. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. TikToks. This is for entertainment, educational purposes only. TikToks. This is for entertainment, educational purposes only. TikToks. Right. TikTok is behaving a little bit funny. You see, these topics, I'm not too sure. I'm sure my moderator will let me know, but I'm not too sure I've said anything risky like that, right? I don't feel though as though I have. But anyway, Togozan, let's continue. TikTok is definitely being so rude. Sorry to my panel. TikTok is acting super funny, But then again, once again, this is for entertainment, educational purposes only. We are only here to learn, and we shall continue. Exactly. Let it just keep running, and then if you're not on the panel when it acts normal, I'll re-add you. Okay, let me continue. So with shout out to Cuban.mo. How you feeling? You good, man? So now this partial solar eclipse is in what you call Virgo. Oh, shout out to Love Child Media Foundation for letting us know. So it isn't the topic, it's all the lives are just glitching. Wow. Wow, guys. This, you see, this is when they're harvesting us. You understand what I'm saying? This is when they're harvesting something. Shout out to Meteorite. Okay, but let me continue. If you can hear me, let me continue. And then by the time it fixes itself, the panel will be back and we can keep it running nicely. 𝙃𝙚𝙡𝙗. So you see, this partial solar eclipse is going to allow us new beginnings, a lot of clarity. Things which were a lot more confusing are going to all of a sudden feel a little bit more clearer, just slightly. Just slightly. Once again, you're also going to start to look at your routines. Virgo, in terms of Western astrology, is a sign of a lot of meticulousness. It's the sign of order. It's the sign of being thorough. Okay, it's also the sign of routine, healthy routine. Funny enough, right? Grounded productivity, meaning that only do that which is benefiting your physical productivity. Don't engage with that which is expending your energy with no return. This is also part of the shadow work. All of these eclipses, especially through September, through even October especially, right? I mean, the rest of the season, you can be doing a lot of shadow work. The rest of what we call the Gregorian calendar 2025, you can be doing a lot of shadow work, a lot of releasing, because this release is going to allow you to catapult into what they say is new earth. Guys, there's a lot of things which are shifting. What's going to start to take place is those of you who are witnessing what you call NPCs, non-player characters, they're going to start disappearing. People that you used to see a lot or whatever the case, they're going to start disappearing. A lot of weird anomalies which are already taking place, which if we speak on them here, we're going to get banned. But rest assured, it's because of the frequencies. There's an ozone opening, which means that the oxygen which we are breathing is becoming ozone. Ozone is O3. This is why we must attune ourselves to O3, ozone, to hydrogen. This solar eclipse, funny enough, will bring some long-lasting shifts in, I'm talking 6 months to a year, of constant shift until you get it. Okay, if you don't take your own life by the scruff of the neck, or you are a bystander in your own life, guess what's going to take place? It's going to be very, in most cases, violent shifts. Uncomfortable, if you're not already going through uncomfortable shifts right now. You see? And I can see TikTok is glitching. Please just allow it to do its thing. Shout out to Please Come Get Some. Shout out to Love Child Media. Please just bear with us as TikTok is recalibrating. Oh my goodness. Wow. You see? Okay, cool. We back then. All right. So I'm not too sure where you stopped hearing me, but let's continue nonetheless. I'm sure the questions will fill in any gaps that we have in the meanwhile. All right. Shout out to A Perfect Slave. Wow, I don't like that user handle. A Perfect Slave. That is a wild user handle. Anyway, once again, guys, thank you for joining. Join the panel if you have any Q&A. We're about to get to the panel discussion. But once again, shout out also to the Lighthouse Portal. And as we are saying, this solar eclipse is exact on the 21st. If you already on the other side of the world in terms of you kick off the days, so you are in where we call New Zealand, Australia, around that side of the world, then in that case, the eclipse could be and fall on the 22nd, which is Monday. Okay, so just check your calendar. You can go onto Google, you can go just online over there, check lunar calendar, eclipse calendar, whatever calendar, and it should pop up, but include eclipse and it should pop up. And then you find your time zone. They don't advise you to look at it, but I advise you to do what you feel. And obviously, be careful. Should you have children that want to watch, I'm not too sure exactly which parts of the world will be more visible. That also should speak to about what's going to be taking place on those parts of the world by way of not only seismic activity, okay, so earthquakes, it could be winds, but since it's in Virgo as per Western astrology, and what's falling is the Western civilization, so it has to fall accordingly, and then you recalibrate. So it's the unlearn, relearn. That's part of also shadow work, right? So not only the seismic activity, but also the mental activity, your consciousness activity. Since it's the sun, it's working on your consciousness, right? The moon works on the emotions, the emotional body, right? It doesn't mean that it governs it. It means that it's an alignment, and you can align to either amplify or to cleanse or to clarify. That is all we utilize the elements and astrology and cosmology for, because what's happening out there is happening within us, whether you believe in this or not. This is why you feel the difference, but you don't know what's quite taking place, right? Because once again, there's been a lot of veils. And so as this UVC solar radiation is continuously pulsing, these flares are on the way up. Consciousness is asking itself to rise up even higher. The higher your consciousness begins to rise, the more you will start to drop off things, the more your resonance will shift. Irresonance yako means that your frequency will start to reject what you used to be in love with, right? This is what you call these divine closings. 2025 is master number 9, as per the Gregorian calendar. So 9 represents feminine, meaning completion, meaning cycle. So what cycles are completing within you? Within your bloodline, within your family line, within your entire bodies, your simultaneous time, your simultaneous lifetimes. This is what you chose to be here for. It's called the great shift for a reason. It's called the cosmic shift for a reason, because you chose to be here. So instead of being a victim, look around, take some time out, and then check out why, where, when, how are these things taking place to me via my feelings, therefore create the emotion, therefore create the magnets to either repel things away from you or magnetize things towards you. What have you been magnetizing towards you, whether that's positive or negative? Because remember, it's only energy. It's simply energetics. You make it positive or negative. It's your participation consciously or unconsciously, but it's still got to do with your participation. Shout out to Jordan Peterson _6, not the Jordan Peterson. Shout out, man. Shout out to Keaton. Okay, so this is why this partial solar eclipse is powerful. But also what amplifies it is the day just after is the equinox. Wow, my goodness. Equinoxes are synonymous for, if you're in the southern hemisphere currently, it's our Happy New Year. It's the African calendar southern hemisphere New Year, right? Those of you who are aware, there's a place which is called 𝙒𝙘𝙗𝙗𝙚. The colonizer named it Adam's calendar. It's in a province known as Mpumalanga, which means where the sun comes out, or the sun rises, or is birthed. 𝙒𝙘𝙗𝙗𝙗, the birthplace of the sun. It also sits on the golden meridian, the latitude line of meridian, right? This also is the same line which crosses the Sudanese pyramids, also Great Zimbabwe, the ruins, also into Kemet, ancient Kemet, you call Egypt. It's one long line, boom. It's a strong energetic, you see? So also, it's speaking to what's taking place not only in the consciousness, but outside. It's all a course correction, and it's all related. But alongside all of these course corrections, which are natural and also seemingly bombarding on top of each other or compounding, right? It seems like there's one after the other, né? Or they're all together. This is because it's an acceleration. Not only is time accelerating constantly, you're also accelerating. Your cells are accelerating, or they are trying to. The more your cells attempt to accelerate, the more you must allow them. When you don't allow them, what you're saying is you're rejecting that UVC solar radiation, which means you rejecting being your original self. When you reject your originality, your truth, you don't sit in your truth, 10 toes down, not 10 fingers on the, you see what I'm saying? When you don't do that, you neglect your true essence. In other words, also, you can say you reject your ancestors, because your ancestors are you in the flesh. That is all. And some. There's those who we are helping and assisting to transition through us, and those through us, via us. And there's those who are assisting as us. It's multidimensional. So when you put yourself in a box, you have lost the plot, or you are still colonized, which is the aim of what the old world was. They needed to be control. So how do you control? You put in systems. What are those systems? Report to a boss, go through a middleman, sign contracts. You see, someone got con there, somewhere, somehow. You see, all of this is now coming to a head. A government control mind is not meant to serve, to be served. It's meant to serve as what it started as the middleman between the civilian, which is, when we talk about law, land, air, water, right? That's all it is. And some. Land, air, water, law of the land, law of the air, law of the water. Civil is law of the land. So this is how they needed to control each area, each jurisdiction. And also, since you are 70 to 90% water, you are also controlled as a liquid asset upon birth. This is also what they don't teach us. They don't teach us that upon birth, it's very similar, because it's maritime admiralty law, right? You are birthed through the birth canal, delivered by the dock, right? So what is, since you are 70 to 90% water and you're a water asset, what happens with a ship when it's delivering an asset or assets? It docks, and the goods are delivered, And then the informant, which is the captain or the mother of the child, informs on the birth certificate. You're the first informant is the mother on the child in this old system. That's why if you look at your birth certificate, if you look at that birth certificate number, your social security number in the West, all of those, you'll be able some way, somehow to find yourself on the stock market. You probably also have a trust which has been opened through that whole system. There's also bloodlines which have been locked into that system. The truth is stranger than fiction and more disturbing than the lies. Young Ton. And then now we've got 7 comets within a season through the final half of the year, between July and December. Okay, so these comets are all just near misses, but the most strongest near misses are the ones you've been hearing about for a long time now. You guys have been hearing about that one known as Oumuamua. Okay, it's like an object which it's been doing weird things, just bouncing in and around our solar system. Okay, and then we've also heard about 3-Eye Atlas. Shout out to my brother Lloyd in the building. So there's 7 of them. Let me just give you their names and around the dates when they're going to be coming by. And just know that on the 18th of September, about 2 days ago, there was an asteroid known as FA22. If you want to do your research, FA22, which lit up the sky in the evening. That passed mighty close. And what these asteroids and these comets are doing is, what is an asteroid? What is a comet? It's something that burns up depending on also its composition. Is it got a lot of iron? Has it got a hydrogen? That will show you how it burns up. Does it have a water content in there? And its ability to either rapidly burn up or give us a light show, or its trajectory is also similar to what's happening in your life. It's a last chance, final chance, but 7 chances in the 6 months of rapid shifts for you to be illuminated again quickly, a quick burn. Let me see that again. No, wait. I can't believe it. It's a double take, but it's a cosmic, aligned double take. 7 of them. It's not for nothing. Remember, truth is stranger than fiction and more disturbing than the lies. Watch what happened to Charlie Kirk, but also at the same time, look at what's happening to children with this war, Gaza and all of this on the African continent. Look at Bill Gates still trying to inoculate all of the women and children, trying to do experiments on us. I mean, huh? We now need to take stock because the cosmos is showing us by divine intervention. Those with eyes to see and ears to hear, that's it. But the best way to be clear there is to cleanse, clear, clarify. Take a fast. Fasting will make you faster. Fast from people, places, and things which no longer serve your highest good. If every time you're there, you're in a bad mood. If every time you're there, you're complaining. If every time you're there, you judgment mode. Every time you're there, you're reminded of your past when you're trying to change. Every time you're there, it's no good for you. Every time you're there, something has to go wrong. These are what you call now, get with the program before the program gets you. Oh, sheesh. You see, Baba Lex is simply a messenger, and this energy is a beautiful conduit through us. You know, I've been fasting continuously, consistently, consciously, consistently through my program, Lex's Liquid Fasting Methods, every month on the full moon for 72 hours, and sometimes I've done lengthier ones, okay? And also throughout these sort of periods, like for example, we are dry fasting through the whole of tomorrow, the 21st, the Sunday throughout the eclipse. We're going to be fasted, dry fasting, as in hard dry, not even putting water on our fingers, not even taking a shower. But I'll be in private, so don't worry about that. This is also what you should do for yourself. Create the space. Because we're so good at creating space for destruction. We're so good at turning up for ipati, turning up for that event, turning up for someone else. But when do you turn up for yourself? When do you turn up for your highest good? So whenever people come towards my coaching or they ask me, where do you find the energy? It's, do you want to live, or do you want to live because you're dying? And also start to only live because you're dying. Or, you understand? So you have to ask yourself all of these why, when, and how. It's called shadow work. But you cannot do that when there's noise, because everyone has a judgment. Everyone will have something to say. Should you be an adult? It's up to you. And this is the cosmic realignment. It's up to you as a grown adult to seek the assistance. But number one, assist yourself. How are you meant to love others when you don't even love yourself? 𝙃𝙗𝙗𝙗, the Lighthouse Portal. Are we available? Shout out to the Dark Native. The Lighthouse Portal. Are we available? Okay, those of you who'd like to join the panel, please join the panel now. What I'll do is, I know 10 Mr. LJ was there. I'll send you an invite, brother. If you'd like to join the panel, ask some questions, because I feel like I've covered everything in terms of the basics. However, when it comes to these 7 comets, the first one was in late July. The first one came in late July. So if your life started to change, especially from the solstice, and then from July, and things started to just start shaking from nowhere, now you have maybe a cosmic information as to why. You see what I'm saying? The first one was called Pan Stars. Then the second one was known as Swan, SWAN. Came around mid-September, so between the 11th and the 15th of September. And then the third one was known as Stereo, came on the 26th of September. And then the fourth one was known as Atlas K1. It's coming on the 8th of October. All right. And then we have 3i Atlas, which I'm sure you guys have been hearing a lot of. This one is going to, once again, if you look at what Atlas is, Atlas in Greek mythology and also in etymology was the one, the Titan who led the revolution or failed revolution or coup against the Olympian gods. And then he was now then banished to bear or to support the heavens, or heaven on earth, or earth then the heavens, however you want to frame that. So if you look at the name 3i Atlas, which will be arriving, this comet will be arriving at the end of October. And they say it's the most spiritual because it's coming from a very deep place. It has a lot of hydrogen attached to it. So as you know, as we're going into September, respectively on each hemisphere, the sun pulses out more hydrogen. More hydrogen allows more life, right? This is why spring springs. There's more greenery. You feel more energy. You eat less. You want to be outside more. But also you take in more solala. The more sun you take in, the more energy you have, the more you process, the more also you're able then to have less dis-ease. You're then able to also dream better. You can sleep better. You produce better hormones in rhythm because your melanin, your melatonin is attuned. Okay, wonderful. So 3i Atlas, let's look out for that. Guys, once again, October is going to be powerful with energy. So the more you can be fasted, I suggest start to go towards doing 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day, and keep it light. Remember, once you start to cleanse yourself and you've cleansed, you don't need to eat as much. And also you can weight is it's a misnomer. To have a pot belly and to be out of shape and to be inflamed and to be full of mucus doesn't mean you're healthy. All right. Also, take your time. It's not a race. As long as you are taking one step in front of the other, one thing at a time, one push up each day, more than the next day, you're doing something. But to stay idle and complain and then now guess what? You're now paying for your diseases. You scrambling, gambling. You see what I'm saying? So before you get there, take a hold of your life. Take a hold of this energy because this energy will support those who are supporting themselves. But those who are cancerous to the body of Gaia, to the body of Earth, then you will be removed either by your own doing or by your energy, frequency, and vibration. You'll be in the wrong place at the right time. I guarantee you that. It's a course correction and it's happening very quickly. All right, guys. You can change your dimensions, your reality, as soon as you change your mindset. The minute you change your mindset and sustain it, you've completely changed timelines. Okay, this is a real thing. It takes place day in, day out. Shout out to Atlani. And then the sixth one, which is going to be the most brightest, is coming the 8th of November. It's called, listen to this, it's called Lemon. Double M. So Lemon, the comet will be arriving on the 8th of November. Guys, give or take 2 or 3 days. But also, this is information which you can also find online. And then the seventh and final for this final season of 2025 is called NEAT, N-E-A-T, on the 19th of December. Wow. See, 19 for your 1-9 is a completion. That's Alpha Omega. Alpha, the first, okay, which is the masculine energy, electrical energy, positive charge. And then you have 9, completion, feminine, magnetic energy, cold, minus, negatively charged. It's a powerful alpha numeric number. So that's another completion. It's another big beginning, but also another massive ending. Can you not see the theme here, guys? Anyway, Togozan, and welcome to my brother, Mr. 10, Mr. LJ, Togozan, Kesha. Please give us your views, any questions, and how are you feeling moving into Sonto, into Sunday, this partial solar eclipse?
Baba Lex, hello.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, my
I'm
sir.
audible. Okay, sure. I wanna make my key. I wanna take my base, my keys. I mean to bed. Sorry. Give me. I will respond maybe in 15 minutes, please.
No stress, no stress, my brother. No stress, no stress at
Sure,
all.
sure. 15 minutes. I'm back.
All right. The Lighthouse Portal. Shout out to 𝙒𝙚𝙗𝙖𝙨. Shout out to Luyanda Ngobo in the building. Shout out to Sando. Lighthouse Portal. How we feeling there? Any questions? Anything to add? You know how it goes. And then I'm just gonna be sharing this in the meanwhile.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm just really grateful for everything that you've been, frequencating about, and I really am feeling educated about these different 7 anomalies that have shown to be coming through over the last seasons, and I'm quite fascinated about the number. And then we also have 7 people, 7 beings in the room right now. And I'm Lighthouse Portal 711, and we have 1.7K. See what I mean? The codes. So the resonance of the frequency of just everything that's happening right now. It feels very triggering for some, but I really embody truth and I'm fine with being uncomfortable because truth is more interesting and more important than any comfortable lie. And here we are in the age of Aquarius. Here we are. My goodness. We're in for a ride. So I'm grateful. Mahalo. Mahalo for being who you are and being here, alchemizing in your current authentic frequency. It's absolutely appreciated, loved, and I'm grateful. Mahalo.
𝙃𝙚𝙡𝙗. Really appreciate love all of your comments as per usual, Lighthouse Portal. But yes, you're speaking about the sevens. Shout out to RT. Speaking about the sevens, remember we did that live teachings on mastering master number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Mastering master number 7. Why do you feel that
Oh my gosh.
we were drawn to do that now? Can you see what I'm saying? 7 seals, 7 trumpets. There's Trump in office. There's so
My
many.
phone is at 70%. Like it's, you
Listen,
cannot
Linda,
make this
listen.
stuff up.
Linda, listen.
And it's 9:44. Mm-hmm.
Cannot make this up.
9
And
and 8
also,
is 17. Yep. See what I mean? Sorry. Wow.
there we go. And also in equally in each and every one of our lives, there's synchronicities and things which are happening which you cannot explain. However, I'm saying it's very simple to explain once you pay attention. Pay attention first and foremost to sacred geometry, because these numbers, 0 through to 9, once you know what they mean, not just the basic, but what they mean according to you. And also, if you are familiar with when you were born, that you were born on a specific light ray, you can tap into that light ray frequency bandwidth based off of the resonance when you came. You see? So when you start to align all of these energies, but consciously, you become the magician, the magi. That is truly what magi is. By using your imagination. If you're not able to visualize, you cannot see. It's the mind's eye. But that's what all of these pharmaceuticals, the foods or plastics, I mean, there's 3D printed stuff now. You can chew 3D printed meat. I don't know who's
Whoa.
still.
Wait a minute. That's really concerning. That's concerning, to be honest. My goodness. Wow.
Lighthouse Portal, you didn't know that there's 3D printed meat outside, especially in the West.
I heard about it, but I just couldn't fathom how somebody could possibly be fooled by such tomfoolery. Like, what the fuck? That's
Like,
crazy to me.
say,
How is
say that,
food,
say
how is
that
food that
louder.
important? How can you be fooled by such tomfoolery? We literally are reaching that place. We have been here, but people are now finally starting to see that you have to look at things with your eyes closed and your energy open and looking at it with every part of your availability to look at things. And it's not with your eyes. No, it's not. They're going to trick you like that. My experiences have alchemized into my current power of knowing that a lot of that, about 98% is some bullshit. So, new discernment, the state of being is the core truth. We're definitely in a higher frequency now than we've ever been in a human vessel. And the art of discernment is definitely huge and necessary, or you will be bamboozled and eating fake meat that's printed on a Wait, what? Stop it. Is there
Listen.
sauce that goes with that with some bullshit in there too? Oh my god.
Okay, this is
Terrible.
beautiful. This is beautiful. WOG in the chat just said there's not enough animals to feed the population. Number one, eating dead flesh means that you are absorbing all of that information. Not only the traumas, but also all of the fake foods, the microplastics, the hormones, not to mention. That is why your hormones tend to be way off. Just look at this. Is why I ask everyone who comes to inquire about coaching over here in terms of holistic health. First and foremost, what do you eat? What do you put in your guts? Because that will directly impact your energy. Simple. So we shouldn't be eating animals. We shouldn't be bloodletting. We shouldn't be utilizing another's life force to sustain your life force. That means that you're a parasite. If you really look at it, I go into this in one of the teachings, well, a few of the teachings on my YouTube channel. Listen to what I'm saying very carefully. Anything that requires another's life force to sustain its own life force is a parasite. If you look at fruits, that is the offspring of the plant. If you look at vegetable, it's the offspring of the plant. You see what I'm saying? So you're not taking life. You're being gifted. The way we look at things will give our perception. I mean, 10 Mr. LJ will go into that perception. His latest video there that I saw, beautiful. It's all about your perspective. Your perspective will give you your perception. Your perception gives you your angle of light, of information. Remember, the way it reflect or reflect will give you your angel. An angel is either good luck or an angel of death. Very simple. I don't know if 10 Mr. LJ is available yet.
He said 15 minutes. He's putting the children to sleep.
All right. Would you like to add to that?
Well, we're going back into the seven, the angles, the angels. 7 also looks like a
7
pivot.
chakras, 7 glands. Well, we're talking about majors, right? Majors, not the minors or the in-between. Yes.
Exactly. And also, like you said, the rays that we came in on, I really love that you brought that up, because it speaks to the innate authentic frequency of each one of our rays. And if we're not being authentic, if we're copycatting or carbon copying or plagiarizing, then we're not in tune with our own self, and we cannot sing the frequency of the authentic song, which is connected directly to source through our heart space energy of knowing our sacredness. When you know your sacredness, you're automatically safe to sing your song. You don't need to worry about, oh, am I going to get da-da-da. No, you're not. Aloha, amahalo, namea kapu ike mele akalani. The sacred beings loves and honors the music of the heavenly earth, and we will honor our body as such. And what happens after that? Oh my goodness. That's why fasting is such, like, I love it. It's like one of my best friends, honestly. So thank you for that, honestly. Like, fasting during, especially what are known as portals, very important, because then you get to feel with all of the different senses that we are accessing and remembering. We get to feel what's happening. And again, going back to not looking at things with only our eyes. Look at it with all of that other energy that you can access and remember. Our electromagnetic frequency is very much more powerful than our eyes.
Yes, precisely. You see, what we're doing is we're starting to open up our extrasensory perception, because that's what we also went into in that teachings. Heightening your extrasensory perception. So we spoke about the senses. Your senses, our senses, we actually have one sense in terms of the physicality. And that's perception. The perception is broken up into touch, taste, you see what I'm saying? Sight and.
Right. Can I add to that?
Continue.
In our body, we can find resonance with the truth and then embody that. And our body and our heart will literally tell us immediately. And when we are able to be 𝙒𝙗𝙖𝙗, clear in our own vessel, and be able to follow our own inner resonance and our own intuition, that inner trust will come forward more and more, and you will not doubt yourself anymore. The abundance, the nowness, the joy of just being in the present moment, it all adds to your the truth of who you even are. So wow, thank you. I'm so glad we're remembering.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You see, the beauty about consolidating all of this is knowing that, first and foremost, we've been lied to by everybody because we've also been taught by people who don't know.
Oh, yeah, the programs have been very thick with lies.
This is why having clear senses gives you the extrasensory perception enough to not be bamboozled or to be conned.
Conversation.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
love that we're changing spells out here. When we catch ourselves saying that, Lex and I changed it to frequentation last year or the year before, I don't remember, but anyway, yeah, con. We're not going to do conversations. No, thank you.
Yeah, you get on the same frequency, and then we have the frequentation because it's all about the sensations. It's all just sensations somewhere or perceived through certain portals. Ears, eyes, mouth. Those are just portals.
Oh my goodness. So when we have a 𝙎𝙖𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗, a clear vessel, the tone and the frequency that we came to be here to lead, we're each our own little leader, right? Please be your own leader. It leads you where your focus is going. So if you're paying attention to all of the outside noise and you're not doing your inner self work, your focus and your attention are never going to go to you. And then you're never going to be an overflow of that frequency, which is your gift and why you're here at all. So yeah, standing in who you really are in your 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙗 while being on Earth. You know, I think that's the goal. Multidimensionality. We're experiencing through this vessel, but yet we are very, very able to go beyond all of what they tricked us into thinking we were capable of. So I'm loving that we are definitely safe beyond measure. We are in sort of a breakthrough moment, I feel like, in this time to be alive on Earth. And there's a lot of breakdowns right before a breakthrough. Oops. But yeah, loving our own frequency and honoring that, you know, in the sovereign organic vessel. It's so powerful. It's so beautiful. It merges the higher vibrational aspect of yourself with your humanness and your body, and then you're making much better decisions with your whole entire experience. And then Earth School gets to be fun.
Earth School was always meant to be fun.
Exactly. But we didn't know that. We were tricked. Shit.
Well, tricked to a certain point, and then now, once you see, it's not about, am I being tricked? It's, am I tricking myself? This is where being emotionally intelligent comes in, because you cannot blame anything else if you would love to elevate your emotional intelligence. You cannot be outside here blaming everything else for your life except yourself, whether that's positive or negative, because both equally are all from you, from the being, first cause. You know, we always speak about this. We have a question over here from Tracy. I don't know if Tracy, I asked if Tracy would love to join the panel and then ask a few questions. It's much more interactive, and it's so much more potently powerful for you to receive and also for others to learn when you ask these questions on the panel, Tracy. So that's why we asked. So here's the question from Tracy. It's what do the pictures represent in the background? Well, as you can see, that is a total solar eclipse in terms of its drawing representation. The rest behind it is just artwork. But what I chose this picture for is because Lex stays liquid. I work with water in terms of the elements. Although my sign in terms of Western astrology is Earth, but I work with water. I recognize that my past lives, parallel lives, I've been a water being. Also, my, if you want to call my ancestry, from the Zulus going into the Bantu people. So if you look at Ubaba Credo Mutwa, who spoke about the water beings, Izinomo, have a lot of, ties to that. So much. So this is all the elements which I wanted to represent, but also the clouds I love specifically because after that rain or after the clouds, after the eclipse, after that shade will definitely come sun, will come more light. And that's a representation of what happens within us. Welcome, Tracy. Did I answer your question? Let me unmute you. There you go. There you go.
Yes, thank you so much for that. And I'm learning so much.
Pleasure,
Thank you.
Tracy. Welcome. Where are you tuning in from?
Oh, I'm sorry. New Jersey.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. So is it your first time being on a panel?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll take it easy on you. Don't stress. Don't be worried. I'm all the way in South Africa, Johannesburg, South Africa, and my moderator, also who is my publisher for my first book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, is from Maui, Hawaii. On the panel, also we have Mr. LJ, who's also from South Africa, and I'm seeing some people joining there. They'll probably explain where they're from. So, the panel, why I love is because no matter where you're from, what I found as a holistic health coach in these last 6 years of consistency as well, is that no matter where you're from, energy never lies. Women lie, men lie, energy never lies. So if you talk about, once again, shadow working through 7 deadly sins is some of what I take beings through who want to start to heal themselves from traumas, blockages, all of that. So when you shadow work through the 7 deadly sins, basically you remove all of the 7 deadly sins through you, and through those topics or those headlines, aka lust, you work what is lustful within you. Not only sexual lust, but lust for certain things. You get what I'm saying? And then gluttony. Where are you gluttonous in you, in aspects of your life? So what I found is that when you tap into the energy, you can have someone from China, someone from Australia, someone from South Africa, and someone from New Jersey, and they experience the exact same energy. Wow. How beautiful is that?
Very.
I just wanted to say welcome, Tracy. Thank you for coming in today, and welcome to your first panel. You're doing great.
Thank you so much. This is very interesting. And when you mentioned fasting, I enjoy fasting. I have to do it more often than the longest I've ever fasted for was 5 days without food or water. And then the other times are like 3 days with just water. I do recognize the shift, but I was literally just I went to 2 different restaurants recently in my last couple of experiences, and I have salad mostly, but even everything just tasted weird to me. It didn't taste right. And I'm recognizing that I really wish to get some land so I could really start growing my own, because they're killing us. And I don't care if it's the tomato or whatever, the avocado, watermelon, all the good stuff, they're still altering it so much. And it's really so sad because especially over here in America, they don't care about us. They don't care. And so we don't get, everything is, I don't know how to put it, but it's just not,
Don't say
there's a
that.
lot of
Don't
sick
say that. The
people.
Kennedy loves you guys. He's creating a new diet, Kennedy, right?
Who's Kennedy?
Yeah, Kennedy is changing
Oh,
the
Kennedy.
FDA. Yeah, he's
Yes.
Oh,
changing the whole Food and Drug Administration and the policies and the way that they're doing everything, and it is
All in
changing for the
McDonald's.
better.
oh, is he? I don't. think so. Is he really?
Yeah, he is. Yep.
Because you know why? Also, like like school lunches are horrible. What they give the kids, and I look at other countries, and I don't know. So if you say so, I don't know. I don't know if I trust him.
There's a lot of changes being made, and it's not about trusting him. It's more about trusting yourself and realizing that you're sacred, and then you can take fear out of the equation. Instead of saying they're killing us, say they're trying to. They're not going to succeed. So don't, yeah, we got to watch our words and how we interpret our own what we believe in, because we matter, and what we believe is what our body believes. So it's really important to focus your flow of your mind in a positive manner so that your body is listening to that, because your body's going to listen to anything you believe and say. I'll be honest with you.
I appreciate that. I have heard that as far as being positive. So I definitely appreciate that. Okay, so I always had to learn how to speak more mindful, right? So I think what I'm saying is what I have seen through, thus far, as I think when I first started listening, I heard something where they were talking about the chemicals that are in our cleaning products for the houses, and whether we have I so what I'm saying is everything that we use, that we consume, has so many chemicals or additives that our bodies cannot break down. It was never meant to be in our system. I don't care if we use it atopically. I don't care if it's just like a moisturizer or something like that, makeup. And it's so unfortunate that even in these small doses, that if we use it in our toothbrush, and our lotions, and our soap, and our hair products, in our clothing, and it seeps into us, and like I said, as well as eating it, digesting it, it's
It's coming in at every angle.
yes,
So that's why being aware is really important. This is something I've been aware of for a really long time, and it's so important. I think 2020 taught a lot of people about awareness of what they care about with our bodies and not,
so
without
therefore
triggering too many things. We can't, certain things we just can't talk about, or they'll just shut the whole thing down over here. They're very strict at TikTok.
I apologize. So I'm going to keep my
No,
mouth
no,
shut.
don't
Yeah.
apologize. You're fine. But just certain things we just we have to be very aware of what we're saying
Okay.
and the way we say it. Otherwise, yeah. I'm like,
No
oh my
worries.
goodness. We get a TikTok
Like I said,
timeout
this is my
and
first one. I
TikTok
appreciate it. So like I said,
jail
I
and
appreciate what you're saying. Yes, yes. I
so yeah,
got
the
you.
more that we change
I
our
clear,
awareness of
understood.
everything around us in our whole field, what we're putting into our minds, our bodies, our energetic frequency of our entire field is very much swayable if you're allowing it to be. Remember, consent is everything. So whatever you're consenting to and consuming is your your reality. So we're each responsible for our own consent of what we consume.
How do I
You just start making
get
choices. Start
information?
changing. You just got to change your choices based on the frequency of what your research is telling you. Whether your
Okay.
research is being done outside and then inside, I do recommend doing a deep dive into yourself in a quiet space under a tree if possible in the morning sun, rising sun. That will tell you a lot more than looking it up on the internet. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I normally try. I haven't been out much hiking, and I hike barefooted sometimes, and
Oh
just for the
yeah, beautiful.
grounding. Yeah, I love hiking, and I love being out in nature because it just does something
Oh yeah, it'll
feeling to
it'll
me.
change your whole pole eye, which is your
Lighthouse?
your your field.
Yes,
Okay.
Lighthouse, and Tracy. Let's just allow the mediator to just greet quickly, say a few
Yeah.
things, a couple of questions, and then y'all can also continue. But Tracy, do you know how to mute yourself, or must I mute you and unmute you if you're still confused?
Let me look and see. I know how to mute myself.
Okay, yes, and then whenever you are ready, or whatever the case may be, it's best that we unmute and mute ourselves so that everyone else comes across nice and clear. Okay,
Thank you. Will
it's a
do.
pleasure. All right. The mediator, welcome.
Good
Tagast.
evening. Good evening, everybody from Cape Town, South Africa. How may I add value and empower this evening on the platform?
Questions, enlightenment, if you have to add, whatever the case may be, based off of those topics first. But obviously, those topics they branch out and they expand. But major is all about how we're all evolving and how this world is rapidly shifting and how it's accelerating and how it's either we're going to be bystanders in that shift or we're
Yes,
going to be a part of that shift.
yes, definitely. And if I may add anything humbly, it might probably be the food security in our country, right, in South Africa. Because as we were discussing, everything has been created artificially. And sorry. And obviously in that instance, what you put into your body is very important in terms of a cognitive development point, most importantly. And that's obviously what I would emphasize on, is that obviously putting in good nutrients, plant-based superfoods, and securing that foods in our country moving forward, and not having to import any food to keep our cognitive state and being present and not become zombies in the future.
Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. You see, this is also part of who I absolutely I love his research, and he also started following Baba Lex on TikTok recently. Is Dr. Jack Kruse from the US. Dr. Jack Kruse was a neurosurgeon initially, and then came through the whole medical structure. But then he started to wake up and become more conscious, and his consciousness rose, and now he's part of the decentralization movement, and that's decentralizing food, decentralizing finances, the banking system, all of that through ways of crypto, decentralized systems such as what is that other thing known as? I'm sure the mediator can elaborate more on that side of life. But all of this is removing ourselves from that middleman or that contract or that having to go through someone or through a system in order to be able to sustain. There is abundance, number one, all over the planet, especially on the continent of Africa, which is where the revolution will be televised. It will be televised through the way we shift our consciousness. Remember, the reason why Africa is rising first violently is because it's been under oppression for so long. Even those who are part of what we call the bloodlines or the old families, the Ruperts, the Oppenheimers, whatever the case may be, there's those who are still within but are making a good change. A change by decentralizing. Doesn't mean that you will be poor. Doesn't mean that you won't have a better life, or doesn't mean that your life will be worse than the other one next to you. It just means that it's now leveling up the playing ground or the playing field in terms of what we call life. Life is not a competition any longer. We've learned that lesson. So it's all about the consciousness rising. And this is also why I also, I utilize the hashtag decolonize your mind, specifically because it's our mind space that shifts everything. And as the mediator said, it starts with what you put in your guts. If your gut microbiome is off, or you're filled with plastics, heavy metals, but also you being forced into taking clot shots or what you call needlecraft, you're taking umjovo and you don't know what's in there. It's got a lot of things like aborted fetal cells, some other biology which you don't know of. In other cases, there's things such as foreskins, there's heavy metals, there's microplastics. There's a lot of different types of entities in there.
Who approved those stuff? Who approved those stuff? I'm just curious.
Very, very beautiful question, the mediator. Guys, we don't want to get banned here, but Who and what entity would do that? Is my question.
I can maybe give an answer to that, right? Maybe. Transhumanism entity? Maybe. More than likely. Would have done something like that. That's not the human race. That's something that's evolving to the future that lives in the reptilian brain and not in the conscious brain, where you have a conscience as a human being, which makes us different, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. So I've then got a question for you. So you did mention something super amazing. So now this consciousness, as you said, or this lack of consciousness, you said, lies in the reptilian brain. So therefore, everything that we are engaged in life is keeping us in the lower three chakras, or in the root, sacral, and sexual, and sacral and solar, right? So if the energy is staying there, it's because all of our portals, orifice, our eyes, black hole, ears, another black hole, mouth, another hole, nose, another hole, everything that goes in those, and also the skin, biggest organ, is all detriment, from skin products to pharmaceuticals. So within, without, everything is meant to do what? Is meant to make us more docile, more what?
To make you drift more. Drift. On a hypnotic rhythm of no return.
This is interesting. This also speaks to ELF waves, extra low frequency waves, 5G, 6G.
Yes, because obviously whatever you consume, you're going to put out, obviously, right? Which is around you. And that's why your food is so important. It's your only source of survival, is your food. Like, remember the manna in the desert? I mean, can you imagine eating pap, for example, for 20 years or 40 years? Imagine. But you have to survive, and you eat the pap, and you're grateful for it, and it makes you strong. But everybody doesn't want to do that. It's the decision, obviously, in the end of the day. So, one has to just be conscious about that, because our food source is literally, if you go to a shop, tell me if you can pick any organic food out of a supermarket. 99% of that food is not spelled FOOD. It's actually spelled PHUDE, because a doctor gets a PhD to manage the man-made food that causes inflammation and sickness in your body, to balance that, as an alchemist, for example.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So all of this is pretty much taking the, not only the frequencies that we are, the frequency that make up all of our glands, therefore linked to our chakras. Well, so if you say chakras, glands, it's also in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. So if we say chakras are linked to your glands, are linked to also the minerals which those glands produce, that's
Yes.
why there's a lot of mineral deficiencies based off of
Yeah.
not only the food, but also the lack of water, or the lack of alive water.
Yes. To drain your energy, low frequency food gives you low energy, and this enables your central nervous system, right?
So disabling the central nervous system. Wow. That's exactly what the plan is. The pandemic is to disable our nervous systems and to keep us so, let's call it off key, off alignment, off attunement, because we're so good at tuning our cars, tuning our motor vehicles right, tuning the radio station to where but we're not able to tune ourselves. But it's because of what we're putting into our portals, or what we are quote unquote being forced to, or only told that this is health. And then the ones who tell us that it's health are the ones that still also are in cahoots with the ones that give us the medicine, which is not medicine. It actually just prolongs you while they bleed out your financials. And then also, wow,
Yeah, but
interesting.
you know that medicine is not in capsules, it's food. Your food is your medicine, right? That's
Sure.
what I mean. That's what yeah, that's the saying from our ancestors is that your food. And I'm not going to mention hypocrisy because that was all stolen from the Khoisan in Cape Town. So your food, what you eat and put in your body, will heal you from inside. But if you're putting in a filler of chemicals, fillers, rocks, sand, oil, because I actually heard that medication actually consists of oil and rocks and sand. That's why they call them minerals. Because actually the mineral price goes up according to the medications that they sell.
Yes, I've also heard about sawdust.
Yeah. Yes. All integrated conceptually into a product with a label, a great box, and a great marketing strategy. Okay. And it's a placebo, basically. I literally, if I take a tablet and it tells me this is what it's going to do to me, then the placebo is going to affect my subconscious because I'm taking it and it's going to accept it. And it might actually impact me, but it's not sustainable. That's the problem, because the body will get used to that.
Absolutely. And our ability to adapt is both a blessing and a curse. Would you say?
Our ability not to accept, to adapt in terms of what we eat. I mean, what you eat should not be negotiable. Bottom line. What we decide on will be coming from what we eat. I mean, if you eat pap the whole month, I promise you, you will be the most healthiest person on earth. I promise you. And sustainable. If you are in a clan where you could only eat pap for a month, your body would be pure. Most Xhosa and Zulu boys go and get circumcised, and they only eat pap and water when they get circumcised. And if you know that, so it just shows you that we are our own problems because of the decisions we take. But more than that, if you had an organic vegetable farm on every corner of your residence, no one would be sick or want to commit crime, because everybody would be full of energy and abundant and want to help their neighbor, feed them and themselves, because that's what we are here for.
Absolutely. I pretty much agree with you everywhere there. The reason why I'm diving into a few of these angles is just so that others can learn, and also others don't have to feel crazy, because it is happening. It's no more conspiracy theories, because those who
We
shout
close this
conspiracy theory,
We
I,
close
I,
it.
I like to call those the ones who are blissfully ignorant. But what is blissfully ignorant about not living in your truth, especially in this day and age?
Your truth is at the right temple of your church, right? I mean, like, obviously. Because when you wake up, your creator is with you. When you go and sleep, your creator is with you. And the only validation of that is that your heart beats without your control. Because a lot of us would have put our hearts off long time ago. Think about it. If you could switch your heart off and kill yourself now, you would have done a long time ago. But you can't do that because the Father is within you. And this is just the thing that, whatever we go through, the answer is within you. And yeah, you have to figure that out for yourself, right? That's why I gave you the verse from the Bible, because I don't like to make a statement for myself. I always like to back it up with scripture, because you can't trust any human tongue. Unfortunately, you have human nature and it's unfortunately not trusted. So you have to look at the scripture to validate what you say. And I've realized this. I mean, like, a lot of people believe in Jesus, 𝘎𝙗𝙗, and Yeshua. I call Yeshua 𝘎𝙗𝙗 in terms of the Hebrew tongue, which I've gone into, to the original name, because just as your name, everybody recognizes you with. That's important. A name is extremely important. And if one is praying on the wrong name, well, then you can understand why you're nowhere in life and you're not getting answers, because you're calling on the wrong God, for example. So it gets a bit deep there, but I don't want to drift too much. I just want to emphasize that food security, especially organic food, which is so scarce, and that's why in Cape Town, South Africa, I'm really humbly grateful. We do have really good farmers here still in South Africa, in Cape Town, and we do have the best food in the world. And I'm just grateful for that. But going into a supermarket is going to be a bit of a question mark, because I can see how they are repurposing food and the supplies. We are going to be getting bread from America moving forward. And that's not disclosed to the public. So what kind of bread are we going to be getting from America? What kind of wheat or flour is going into that bread? So it's going to the old times when one has to bake your own bread. Especially in the Bible, there's a very good recipe for bread. I mean, one piece of bread can last you for 2 days. That's how solid the bread is. It's crazy. But I would emphasize that, because it always works with cutting off the food supply. And as the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge, or maybe preparation and anticipation as well. I don't want to take over your platform. I'm grateful to be
No, you're not at all. You're not at all. Over here, we love to give each other the space.
Because I've never been on a platform like this, guys. I must be finally, after 122 platforms, in the right one. So I'm humbly grateful. I've been thrown in like 100, over a century of them already. Because the truth is based on the laws of the universe. That's it. And then look, if we're looking at anything, the law of the universe has existed longer than any constitution or Balfour Declaration. Okay. So the one that's existed probably the longest would more than likely be able to be the one that we should do. Right? So if you make a wrong action, if you kill somebody, more than likely in the future, it's going to catch up with you and you're going to be killed probably too. More than likely. Right? I'm not saying it's right, but, in all instances, the death penalty is going to be coming to all aspects now. So to be unaliving of a human being globally, which is going to change the human race and the frequency on that. So, you have to watch what you eat, because your actions have repercussions at the end of the day, obviously, right? But if you're given the wrong food, my question is your actions and the repercussions of your actions valid based on what you were provided by your government to eat around you, as almost something that actually attacks you and makes you your body get and your central nervous system attacked. It's a big difference though. So I don't know if someone can be held accountable for what they've eaten or what was around them. But if there was any signs of cognitive dissonance in an autopsy, then that person can be more than likely, released because of the fact of the bad nutrition and quality of nutrition that was provided. And the person actually suffered from what we call malnutrition, parasites in the brain, the intestine, and the anus, and the feet, and the hands. This is what I'm picking up. And yeah, unfortunately, our state doesn't provide the most advantageous environment for us. The state provides the most malnutrition environment for us and the most adverse environment for us because they seem to think that the human race thrives off adversity for some other reason. And it does. It does work adversity, but only for about 2% of the whole population of the earth. And therefore it's not sustainable. So yeah. Anyways, I think the inmates in the prisons that are now starting to work and all their cell phones taken away, if they can grow our food, the best way to heal an inmate is for them to grow a tree or a plant, because they literally want to kill themselves. Right? And the best way to revive a person like that is for them to take care of another being or something, which is a plant. A plant doesn't judge you. Plant doesn't talk back to you. If you nurture that plant and you get a harvest, it's going to be a purpose for you. And slowly but surely, the healing process takes place. And I can see that's happening in South Africa now, because the new Minister of Correctional Services from the Vryheidsfront, he's not messing around. He's confiscated 40,000 cell phones in our jails in South Africa. I mean, the gangsters have been running their businesses like serial entrepreneurs, excuse the pun, out of the jails.
Absolutely.
With 40,000 cell phones connected to all our telecommunication companies, earning money on that and paying their shareholders dividends on that crime as well, that they should give that dividends back. They're not actually aware of that, humbly. I shouldn't speak too much. But we reverse engineer everything as human beings, and everything will be well. I mean, look at this platform. There's like 2,600 people. It's amazing, And Mkhwanazi, I just want to give a great shout out, maybe if I can, before I go, to General Mkhwanazi. What a great man. What a great human being that man is. My dad was Mkhwanazi 25 years ago under Andre Lincoln. And I basically I went through what the Mkhwanazi family went through 25 years ago. But that time there was no internet, and publicity and those sort of stuff. But I said to my dad he should contact General Mkhwanazi, because the same rot that General Mkhwanazi is exposing at this point existed a quarter of a century ago when my dad was in the presidential task unit under Nelson Mandela. And I'm so grateful that he's brought it out, because it's made my dad's job easier, humbly, with all due respect without prejudice, to bring that out, because he could further expose the case of General Mkhwanazi, which I'm really, I have a lot of respect and honor for. But anyways, please take over, please, because
Thank you. Thank you, mediator. Thank you so much. I'm sure I gave you a follow, right? Because I do not only just do teachings, but also I just open some topics, and I love to get the panel in. And then some guys, sometimes there's also topics around my Conscious Men community, which I created in 2020 as well. Helping the youth, the boys, those without fathers, those who are in jail, incarcerated, whatever the case may be. We do boot camps, we do youth camps, all independent, away from major corporations and corporates and blah blah blah. It's all independent, and I pretty much utilize all of my creations, and I fund all of these endeavors. But yeah, I'd love to pretty much speak to you further and see where we can perhaps even link up, because I'm going to also start doing my book tour when the Lighthouse Portal from Maui, Hawaii lands in December. And then I'm going to start, getting on that train from about January, February, taking the Law of Attunement just around the country.
So are you going to share the laws of the universe, right, with everybody in the nation? Is that your purpose?
I wouldn't say share the laws of the universe, because they're already there. The Law of Attunement is my take, not really my take. It's more of ancient wisdom which came through one of my pilgrimages and also my fasting. I was also initiated
the law, right? It's still, like you said, the Law of Attunement, meaning
attunement. Yeah, so it hasn't been created.
The law of the universe, right? In that instance, right? Because you follow that.
Yes, for sure. Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So in that instance, that's exactly where the foundation starts. And that's obviously what no one looks to, because we look to a constitution, right? That's what we follow, a constitution. But unfortunately, the laws of the universe has existed probably, I don't know, for like 30 million years, or I don't even know.
Precisely.
But that exactly, your foundation is powerful, because it's going to build from there and evolve to the next law. And eventually you'll have 50 fundamental laws as a constitution, which will spiritually, conceptually complement the constitution to balance it, right?
Absolutely. Before you go, the mediator, there's a question here from Tracy. The handle is WOG. How do we start this organic community, the sort of culture which you spoke about, the farming, but being independent, or starting these maybe communities where this person grows this person grows that? How does that start? And she's based in the US. I'm sure she'll explain a little bit more further, because over there in the US, as you're aware, they're eating plastic, 3D printed meat at this stage. So
yes, I know.
quite scary.
Yeah. When I was in Las Vegas, it was so strange that I went into a chemist, and I could buy alcohol and food, and the food was completely GMO. It completely tasted plastic. It wasn't even a real food. And that's going to be flooded through the market. Like I said to you, our bread will start to be supplied from America. And in that instance, how can you grow your own food? I would say the best source, you'd have to go to the Bible again as a foundation, because humbly, that's the only answer. And my answer for my family is that we would only eat rice, maybe fish and beans, okay, like a 𝙭𝙗𝙗, if I can put it to you all like that, right? 𝙭𝙗𝙗, I'm sure you all know what a good 𝙭𝙗𝙗 is like, right? But just with fish. And and it's not going to be pretty, guys. You're not going to have a 15 to 20 selection of what you want to eat for the night, like a restaurant. That's just gone. This is sustainability here. This is power food. So you got pap. Well, if you can get pap without bleach chemicals in it, which I don't think it exists anymore, that's why I'm going for Krimmel pap, because it's like double the price of Impala pap, for example. But I know your focus mustn't be on food in terms of what you're eating. It needs to be a source of energy and sustenance for you to be healthy and strong. So if you're going to look at growing stuff, think about it. How long is it going to take you to grow stuff? So your source, well, look, I'm associated as a Hebrew, an African Hebrew, with the Seventh-day Adventist movement, okay? And yes, a lot of people have said the Seventh-day Adventist movement is a cult and all that stuff. And, whoever believes that, you're allowed to. But all I know is every Seventh-day Adventist church is different because you have different people there. Okay? So if you have 99% of a cult, for example, of Seventh-day Adventists, there will still be a 1% of that movement that will be pure light and abundance. Okay? And you have to go and find that. It's not going to be given to you. You go and search for that. Right? So, from my source, I have secured a very good food supply in Cape Town through a movement. And it's only whole foods. It's something you have to prepare because we as human beings are not, we are not familiarized with having to prepare our food. Our wives, they're not geared to cook anymore. The husbands are not geared to cook anymore. It's just like focus on career and get your job done and make money, and life's a rat race, for example. But, in that instance, even water, you have to look at supplies of capturing moisture. You have to buy devices that capture moisture at night that will allow you to capture this water into a filtered area which you can sustain yourself for. Because when the taps go off, and you're already getting water with 𝙒𝙗𝙗 in it, so you're not even getting water, to be honest with you. When the taps go off, the taps go off. So you have to have a plan in place. And like I said, my church has a farm. They've got a farm with 1,000 people employed growing food, for example, guys. And I was a Presbyterian, and my parents disowned me. They threw me out. They think I'm a sinner. Just because I went to the Seventh-day Adventist church and I took my family there on the Sabbath. So, but I said to them, look, obviously you're always welcome there. But if you don't want to come, it's your decision. And that's how it goes. But, in the end of the day, Ellen White, she did see a vision. And I'll be honest with you, if women could govern the earth, woman, the female, if you give a woman something, she will always bring abundance back to you, humbly, with all due respect. Okay? I promise you, a woman thrives. A man, unfortunately, the human nature of a man's ego gets in the way, and that's our weakness, unfortunately. If women had to rule the earth and govern the earth, we would have peace and abundance everywhere. Really. A child, they carry a child. No man knows what it's like to carry a child inside of them. But yet they say they are the toughest and the most strongest. A woman doesn't describe what it's like because they're humble. But I tell you something, I really take my hat off to my wife, and I love her a lot because she's had 3 children with me, and I couldn't even imagine carrying a child, for that matter. But if I see that I gave her my seed, and what she created was phenomenal. It's a clear proof of concept, and I do pray that in the future women would actually take over ruling the whole earth, and it would be peace on earth entirely. And the men could be the workers and look after the children and teach the children. That was our job. But yeah, unfortunately, the human way of doing things. Anyways, guys, let me go because I don't wanna talk anymore. It's 22:11, and you are having a great
Thank you so much, the mediator. What's your name, by the way?
My name is Charles.
Charles.
Charles Smith.
Aloha,
Charles.
Charles. Thank you for all of your frequency contributions today.
Thank you.
Mahalo for being here.
I'm just grateful to finally, after 43 years, finally have aligned. Because that's the challenge. We have to align to the frequency. That's what the word says. If you align, then you make traction. But thank you for not throwing me off. Thank you for humbly hosting me. And I hope and pray that all of you on this channel, I know that you all thrive abundantly because this is like the chosen channel. That's what I feel like. It's like, and you know that Cape Town is the promised land, because, and I'm going to tell you why. It's the table, which is Table Mountain. That's where the creator sits. Devil speak. The devil will sit there. Negative energy. Then you have the 144,000, which is Lion's Head. That's where the last 144,000 will stand to watch the judgment. And the 12 apostles will be there next to the creator to witness this. It's a platform that no one can deny. Right? That's why everyone's coming to Cape Town, because it's the last place, in terms of the end. So I hope to see you all here in Cape Town. Give me a call if you want to buy property.
See you at the garden. We'll see you at the garden, brother.
The garden, yes. Come to the garden. It's 𝙃𝙗𝙗𝙗. I think maybe it's called 𝙃𝙗𝙗𝙗. Very big garden. Okay. Brought by the whole world, apparently. When they came here. What a blessing. So, yeah. Anyways, great to be on the platform. All the best and chat soon.
Thank you,
brother.
thank you so
Yep, I
much, Charles.
followed you
Thank you so
back.
much, Charles.
Mahalo.
And we're definitely gonna come by and visit you when we touch by Cape Town, and I'll bring you a few copies of the book as well.
Always. I'm always meeting new energies and frequencies. I need that because remember, I've been alone through this a lot. And I've lost a lot, to be honest with you. But when you lose a lot, you gain probably triple the amount that you lost, more than likely. So I'm really excited for that.
I love your enthusiasm and your attitude. Keep it up. It's absolutely buoyant and amazing. And thank you for being who you are, brother. Mahalo. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Have a great one. Bye.
Have a beautiful evening. 10:44. Mahalo. Wow.
Togos. Thank you to Brother Charles, the mediator. Do you have anything to say to that, or you okay to continue listening?
They cut you out for a moment. Who are you speaking to? Mic check.
Do you want to continue with just the moderation? I need to quickly take care of something for 2 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've got this. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think 10 Mr. LJ, I'm not sure if he's available as well. So that's beautiful. And yes, Leratu says to the mediator, Mr. Charles, was lovely listening to you. Absolutely. And yes, we will definitely meet in Cape Town. But also a lot of the family that we grow on here, the Lighthouse Portal, we're definitely going to be doing some, not only what they call retreats, but meet and greets where we're going to be able to do not just meditations, but share in stories and also share in lifestyle changes, shifts that you can make in real time. Help each other, elevate each other, you see, support, because after all, that's all that we're looking for. We're looking for those who support us. Like he said, how many years has he been on this higher frequency alone? How many rooms
way too
do you have
long.
to go into
Wow.
and get kicked out of until you find people who actually they want to listen to you, not really want to listen to you, but give you the respect enough to hear and also learn from you. That's all.
Yeah, I really appreciated his frequency of gratitude and his positive attitude, regardless of how hard the life and human experience can be here, because it has been quite a test, and a lot of us are in that same resonance of, oh my God, we're still here, we made it, thank goodness we made it, and we're finding each other. And what I wanted to tell brother, but he had to go, I wanted to let him know, thank you for your own frequency, and thank you for being your own authentic self, because that's why you were able to find people who you can call soul family, because of your own frequency bringing you there. And there's no need to do any chasing. It's just a matter of you'll find that frequency of whatever's supposed to be in your energetic life will show up physically as soon as it matches the frequency in which you're emitting with your own authenticity. So I just wanted to thank him for that. So he'll watch this on the replay. Aloha Medusa. I love talking good about people in front of them and behind their back. I think it's absolutely stunning.
Absolutely, because the only Two-Face that I know is Harvey Dent, and that's on background.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Medusa.
Exactly.
It's been a minute. Also, shout
Been a
out to
minute.
𝙂𝙗𝙗𝙗. Amazing. Is there any questions, guys? You see the topics. This is also going to go on a replay on the YouTube channel at Lex Stays Liquid. So please, each one reach one, each one teach one.
Oh, absolutely. I was grateful to hear all of the comments, or hear them, sorry, see them, that Tracy was typing about the gardening and organic and how do you start and where to begin. And that can be overwhelming. So that's why I said, just start where you are. With everything that you want to do, start where you are. It's beauty from the inside out. You literally start literally right where you are. Amazing. And then once you start where you are, and then that frequency gets to be raised, and then you're raising your own bar, if you will. And remember, your thoughts, feelings, and your antenna is all related to water. Water is going to remember you. Water gets to remember your frequency. And once you start vibrating in your organic frequency of authenticity, life will meet you there. I really don't know how else to explain it in English. It's like, start where you are. It's self-reflective in this experience of Earth School. Wow. And just know that you're protected in ways that you can't imagine. Like, just deem yourself sacred, and then you're automatically just safe to continue to do what you need to do with your authenticity. Whether it's start a garden or a book exchange or an art show, whatever you want to do. Definitely alkaline, and educating self with how you can treat your body, your vessel, as a sacred temple, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, in Hawaii, I just say puli ahu, my chest is my altar. We don't need a lot of things, a lot of extra things. Yeah, that's restriction dressed as convenience. Lex and I have spoke about this before. Don't look at all the stuff that's dressed in convenience. It's a trick, generally. Discernment should be at an all-time high at the moment. Well, always, but especially now.
I like what you just said. What was that statement? Dressed in convenience?
Restriction dressed as convenience.
That's beautiful.
Enslavement dressed as convenience.
Wow.
Programs dressed as convenience. Anything that's too easy, yeah, you might want to take a second look at that.
AKA the pandemic or lockdown was convenient until it wasn't, right? Okay.
Even our very phones, like, I know it's really convenient to wake up or in the rising and just, open your eyes, and the first thing you want to do is go reach for your phone and see what you missed. You have FOMO, you want to see what's happening, what happened while I was asleep. I really invite you to have the first thing that you look at is just the area around you, and then outside in solar, in the sun, because that is going to be the most medicine and the really just the absolute best way for you to start your day. To people call it mood. I don't have a mood. I'm not moody. I don't let any outside circumstances affect my inner pillar. I'm fine. I'm good just the way I am. I don't need any stuff. But yeah, your intuition will become louder than words if you lean into the sun instead of your phone or any devices or any, things like that. And then you're also going to have a much easier time remembering your dreams, because our dreams are a very powerful place in which we get to be with our imagination and our subconscious, and it can teach us quite a lot. And you can utilize the dream scape, the dream, not an escape, the dream world, the dream walk. Yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, I do invite us all to step away from the electronics as much as possible. Even though we're utilizing it right now for what we're doing, it's for a reason. I do know that in person soon we will be doing a lot more things in the flow of the organic nature of things, in which our phones will not be required. and the water leads the way with our heart frequency that is authentic, and that is also your antenna to source, to creator, your direct connection, which cannot be infiltrated as long as you are deeming yourself as your own sovereign, independent, organic being with your own kino, your own aloha ma, your own flow, your own ulu, your own movement, your own sovereign tongue, your own words. Make them yours. None of us need to copy anyone. Yeah, I'm just grateful to be here, truly. And I'm super excited about Lex's book. The book tour, we will, I'm just going to put a little plug out here because the first 100 copies are definitely going to be signed. We are also doing a giveaway at every stop. There will be at least one book that gets given away, a signed copy as well. And we're also filming a documentary. So yeah, Aloha meets Ubuntu, face to face, the reflection. Authenticity is a powerful reflection.
Absolutely stunning. You see, I just would love 10 Mr. LJ to jump in should he be available. If not, it's okay, because I have a feeling there's some beautiful information and wisdom we can receive. 10 Mr. LJ?
I wonder if he is available, because I asked a little while ago and I didn't hear an answer. And you know, when I used to put the children to sleep, sometimes I would also take a nap. Oops. So are you available, Mr. I'm not trying to call anyone out, but it has happened to me. I'm just saying, like, oops, wait, what? I might have fallen asleep with the children. Oops.
No,
Thank you for the follow.
That's fine, and that's no stress. So what we'll do is, if there's any more questions, especially if Tracy has any questions, since it's your first time on a beautiful panel, I'm sure you might have a couple more questions. If not, also, if there's any inside the comments section, please ask your questions pertaining to the topics or anything metaphysical, higher consciousness, what's happening inside you, your emotions. Why is your family behaving like this when you're trying to change your life? Why are you still having the same outcomes? Any type of these higher consciousness questions, if you have them, please ask. Maybe we can help you. Tracy, you want to go ahead?
Okay, I was typing. I'm sorry. So I'm really enjoying everything that I have listened to thus far. This is so amazing. Being someone that's new, because I've been doing this on my own, and as the mediator mentioned, having like-minded people coming together, encouraging and teaching. I just need to know a couple of things because I need to share this information as well, and bring more people. When do you normally come on live? Like, is there a certain time for the U.S. East Coast? Is this a certain time? What else? It's a couple more things, but I need to start there.
Can I answer the first question because I'm the moderator? Okay, so what happens is Lex goes live at random based on the energy, and also Friday nights and Moon Day mornings, risings, but that's in his time. So what we're going to do is we will post the lives, and then you go to the little thing in which you will get an announcement, a notification for any time we go live, and it will just show up on your little notification thing. It's like a little bell that you can click.
My next question is how to, as you mentioned, getting the seeds and starting just, I guess, in-house, right? That's how we all have to begin. But as somebody mentioned, it takes time for things to grow. What, as this point is like, I was always told, like when you go to the grocery store, always stay out at the perimeter of the store, never go down the aisles. So, but I also was told, is there just for right now, just continue to try and buy everything organic. Like I need.
Absolutely. And if you can source out a farmer's market where there's local farmers that are growing seasonally, because really eating seasonally with the food that's most abundant around you in that season, whether it be the fruits, the vegetables, obviously you're trying to get it organic. And then there's also seed companies that are certified organic that you can start buying seeds from, because not all food takes a long time to grow.
Okay.
Some of it takes longer than others, but what you can do is start researching companion gardening, where you're growing fruit, foods, herbs, and flowers all at the same time. And what happens is it makes the pollinators be invited to your garden, so that you can have the butterflies and the bees come and help you pollinate your garden, so your flowers are an attractor for that pollination to happen for your food. Does that make sense? So you're giving them a gift, and then they give you a gift. So I really recommend doing, just start doing researching whatever you feel like growing and whatever might be in season for your area. And especially as you're coming into what we call the winter time, you might want to research just starting with a simple herb and garden, salad garden in the sunlit area of your kitchen or your living room. You can start inside. You can just do a pot garden, inside or on your porch. If you have a porch, amazing. You really don't have to have a lot going on for food to start growing around you. And you can grow herbs and lettuce and garden greens and microgreens so fast, like sprouts and microgreens, so fast. They don't take very long at
That
all. They're immediately
dandelion is like a
soft.
weed. Dandelion is like a weed. A dandelion root is medicinal. Dandelion greens are medicinal, also nutritious, highly mineralizing. Also, there's chlorophyll in there. Look at eating from the sun, uh, But first, also cleanse your system of what's already there. Remember, in our intestines, we have years of backed up food. I've done a 21-day fast, my longest, and still by day 21 I was releasing. What? From where? I don't know. You see? So what we're saying is trauma holds food. The vessel is very smart. It's good at holding things down, but it's good at holding things down with emotions. This is why also cravings, parasites, as the mediator said earlier, it's also in my book. But if you just go to my YouTube channel at 𝙃𝙗𝙗𝙗, you just check some of the teachings. There's plenty topics which I cover all of this stuff. So the parasites, the heavy metals, the microplastics, once you cleanse that out, you can then begin to be simple. When you simplify, you amplify. This is what fasting does. Not only from just foods, it's all of your holes, your portals, your orifices, your orify. You must become conscious of your consciousness. Not just that you're here, but that you are not the body, and that you can always shift it based off of not just only your actions, but how you feel creates your emotions, creates the magnet to either draw things or repel them from you. That's all it is. So if your intention, your focus, your imagination, your gut feeling, intuition are all off, your results will be off.